Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna and today we're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about my daily routine and how I changed it so that I could list double what I've been listing. Yay me. We're going to talk a little bit about Poshmark's price suggestions, which are totally out of whack. And we're going to talk about less expensive sales attracting bad buyers. That's a good way to put it. And firstly, we're going to talk about Whatnot and the smoking ban and what my feelings about the whole thing is and whether or not I think it's going to come to Poshmark lives. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Leanna, and we're going to start actually with the Whatnot smoking ban because that's the biggest one. So, yes, Whatnot came out a couple days ago and announced that you are no longer allowed to smoke or vape during live streams. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest with you. I am not a smoker. I don't enjoy the smell of cigarette smokes, but I know smokers in my life that are beautiful, wonderful people and are respectful, so I have nothing against people who smoke. I don't want to buy items from smokers because I don't like the smell. If you are smoking in your live stream, at least then as a buyer, I know, and I can make that decision. So I kind of like that you smoke during your live stream. I don't know where the rule came from. I don't know if it was a customer complaint sort of instigation or whether or not it came from the government because you can't be smoking on television type thing. I don't know where it came from. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to pan out. How is it going to affect Posh lives? I don't know if it is. Number one, I don't know if it's actually a problem on Poshmark because I have not seen it yet. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I have heard rumors that, especially late at night, there are all sorts of shenanigans that happen. There are adult toys that people are trying to sell. There's drinking, there is swearing, there is smoking of lots of things. So, I mean, it happens. Pardon me. I don't think Poshmark polices their shows nearly as much as Whatnot does, but this is not a new theme in some ways, where other like eBay they talk about copyright infringement on eBay and stock photos on eBay and now smoking on Whatnot, music on Whatnot, copyrighted music on Whatnot, and none of that has been affected. Like Poshmark has not done anything. Certain brands are pulling stock photos from Poshmark. We know this is happening. Poshmark still encourages the use of music during their shows because they want you to set the tone, have a party, be, oh my god, yes, oh yay. That's a whole other video. Anyway, so I don't know if it's going to come to Poshmark. Should it come to Poshmark? I don't know. I think Poshmark is really slow in the undertaking of punishment. I don't think there's a lot of punishment on Poshmark. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. Please give me your experience on it. If somebody is smoking during their live stream, I don't understand some ways because you're making your market smaller by doing that because a lot of people don't like cigarette smoke. If you're acting like a total ass on your live shows, people aren't going to like it. They're not going to buy from you. In the larger sense of the word, you will always find your market. I think you will find your market. You will find your buddies that will buy from you. If you are swearing all throughout your live show, yeah, I don't think people are going to like that either, and you're making your market smaller. Don't get me wrong. I swear. Off camera, I like to swear. I have some really good swear words that I do use on a regular basis. But I choose to present myself in a more professional, what I think professional manner is, because that's just what I'm comfortable with. It's what I have grown up with, have been taught that during work hours, you don't swear. During work hours, you don't smoke all over the inventory. During work hours, you don't drink yourself stupid so that you can't serve customers. So I don't understand why it has to be a rule, like why it's happening to begin with, that a rule has to come in. So let me know down below what you think of it, whether you think it's going to come to Poshmark and to their lives, and if you have ever experienced any Poshmark live that was like that. Okay. Next thing. Do less expensive sales attract bad buyers? This is an ongoing theme, and I don't think it's true, to be honest with you. There is this sort of school of thought that if I sell something for $10, that customer is going to be the pickiest customer I've ever encountered. Or that's going to be the customer that asks all the questions and I'm only making $4 on it, so it's not worth it. I don't know if that's true. I haven't really experienced that at all. I think there are just picky people, regardless of price point. And in my experience, it's been sort of the middle ground. Maybe between, I'm going to say $60 and $100, where people seem to be a little bit more hard to please. That's a good way to put it. I take my $10 orders and I treat them like any other order. So for Poshmark, I would still wrap it in tissue, put a little note in with it, and it doesn't matter to me that it was only a $10 order. It's still the experience that I'm selling them, and I am a 5-star rated seller. I don't know if that is why, in the sense that I just treat everybody almost the same. I do tend to package more expensive items a little bit, I'm not going to say better, a little differently. For instance, if I sell a sports bra that has no wires in it and whatever, that will get, wrapped in tissue, whatever, and put into a poly mailer. But if I sell a bra that has underwire in it, and I apologize to the men watching, but if I sell a bra that has underwire in it, that wire can get damaged within, transit. So I may package that a little differently. I might put it between two pieces of cardboard and put it into a poly mailer, or depending on how much they paid, I will put it into a box. And that's more about the item as opposed to the price they paid for it. If I sold a sports bra that had no wires for $50 and I sold a bra for $20 that had wire in it, they would still get packaged differently. So I don't know if these bad buyers are coming from the way that people are treating the lesser sales. Because you know what, honestly, if I spend $10 with you and you just shove it into a bag, like roll it up and shove it into a bag, I'm not going to be all that happy. I bought a $5 blouse off of a live show, a silent show a few weeks ago, and it came in a poly mailer. It was wrapped nice in tissue, and it had a thank you sticker. I appreciated that because you know what? Even though I didn't spend a lot of money with this person, I still felt important enough. So I think if you're getting bad ratings for lower priced sales, you might want to look at how you're packaging or treating that buyer to begin with. That could be the problem. Could be. It could be that they're just not happy. Who knows? Anyway, onwards and upwards. The next thing I want to talk about is Poshmark suggested price. You know that little thing when you're doing your listings that's down there and it says, oh, these are the suggested prices for your item? In my experience, in the last few months, never use them. They are wonky. I could list this. Okay, this is a story. I went to list something. I was listing on my computer. I was doing the whole, marking everything off, doing my description. And I got down to the price. And I played with the original price. Sometimes I put zero in there and see what the suggested price comes up as. And sometimes I'll put like $120 or something reasonable in there to see if that suggested price changes, and it does. I was listing an item and I think I forgot to load a picture or something was going on, so I went onto my phone to look at the listing or to look at whatever, and I went to the listing, to the draft, and the suggested price, with everything being the same on the computer, same on the phone, the suggested price on my app was totally different than what was telling me on my computer at the same time. I don't know where they get those suggested prices from. I won't trust them. I will do my research. I will do my comps. And I know comps are getting more complicated now because of live shows, because people are selling things for $5 or $10 when the market should be closer to $20 or $25. I ignore those ones. I will go through the sold comps, and if something is selling something 50, 55, I just get rid of the 5 because that's really not a part of it anymore. I feel, anyway, for me. And I do my comp search. I see what's available, what the price points there are, and I go to the sold comps. And I always go to my sold comps that are just in because I want the most recent ones. And I see what's sold and how much they sold for, and I go by that. The suggested prices in the listings for Poshmark are out of whack, and I would not, absolutely not trust them at all. I would do my research first. Some of the things come up that they're not available, even though they have listings that have sold. So I don't know. It's not a feature I use, and it's not a feature I trust. I would suggest always doing your comps yourself to figure out your price point, because you still have to take into consideration what you paid for the item and how much profit you want to make and how much you're willing to wiggle with offers and, whatever. So that's been my experience. I don't know if you guys experienced that, but I've been experiencing that, and it's like, yeah, I'm never going to use that again because it's not working at all. So last but not least, this past week, I listed 50 items. I don't know why I'm putting 10 up, but I listed 50. Technically speaking, it is noon on Friday while I'm filming, and I am at 42 listings. I have 8 more in my drafts that I will be listing after I do this, after I have my lunch and get this uploaded. Then I'll be at 50 for the week. I'm so happy I got it done. I have been listing normally 25 a week, which is it's a little bit too low, and I decided to push it and see if it would make a difference with my sales. My sales have been pretty good this week. Like, for me, I'm really, really happy. So what did I do to change my life? This week, I made a couple of changes. I normally wake up usually it's between 5 and 6. This past week, 2 days I woke up at 3:30. I don't know why, but it threw me off for one day, and then I just got back on the horse and kept going. But what I did is, normally I wake up, I have a coffee, talk to Paul about the day, whatever, grab my second cup of coffee, I come upstairs and I list. I do 5 or 6 listings right then and there, check emails, check Facebook, do some personal stuff, that kind of thing. After my second cup of coffee is done, after I'm done that first batch of listing, I will go and get dressed. Maybe I shower, I get dressed, and then I go down and I have my breakfast. For me, the change there is that I'm getting dressed, whether I'm leaving the house or not. This is a change because, you know what? If I decided I wasn't leaving the house that day, if I didn't have to go to the office, I didn't have to go to the post office, I would just get dressed in scruffies, like a pair of track pants and an old sweater, and just be comfortable for the whole entire day. And I found that I was getting lazy. So I've been getting up and I've been putting on real pants and getting dressed. A couple of days I did my makeup, totally just off the radar for me. I don't normally do that. But it really helped put me in that working frame of mind. So I did that, I got dressed, and then my work hours begin. I've talked about working from 9 to 4. I've talked about that before. 4 o'clock is that's the end of the day. Computer work wise, meaning listing, drafting, things like that. I still answer questions. I still, look at offers, things like that. But I don't do any actual work after 4 o'clock. So during 9 to 4, that's when I will go to the post office, do any shipping stuff I have to do, go to the post office, go to the office, take pictures, steam, whatever it is. This week, what I did is on Monday, I went to the office, which I don't normally do, and I made sure that I had things to list or things to photograph. So I started with stuff that was easy because that always helps motivate me. Then I steamed a bunch of stuff, and then I finished off with that. So I left the office Monday with 25 items photographed. Then I started putting them into drafts that day. Normally I'd be like, okay, I've been to the office for a couple hours, I'm done. But I continued on until 4 o'clock. So I would go to the office first thing in the morning because I'm much more of a morning person, and I would get that done. Tuesday was a great day. I did not sleep. I was up at 3:30, so I was really out of whack on Tuesday, but I still did my listing. So all those photographs I took, I continued to put them into drafts, and I did my listing, which really helped the fact that I had things done. It helped the fact that I hadn't slept well, so I could still do some work. Wednesday was another office day where I went and I took photographs, and I made sure I did the math. It's like, okay, I've already listed this many. I have this many left in drafts. That means I have to get at least, I think it was 18 items photographed in order to reach my 50 listings goal. I photographed 21, I think it was, just in case something went wrong with one of the photos. Even though I check my photos before I leave, I took a couple of extra, just because I like to have extra. I got that done on Wednesday. Came home, I did some drafts, and I did some listing, and I didn't stop until 4 o'clock, which is fantastic. Having that those work hours in, for me, really, really helps me. I feel much more in control this week. At 4 o'clock, I make sure that if I was having a silent show, which we'll talk about, I plan my next day. I do a to-do list. What do I have to get done? Where do I want to go? Thursdays, I go to the cross-border shipper, that kind of thing. And then after 4 o'clock, I do my dinner prep, and I cook my dinner, and I relax. My phone is still on. I still, answer questions, things like that. But I don't come back upstairs and do listings and do that, because I need time away in order to relax enough in order to sleep. I think my problem on Tuesday is that I spent too much time in front of my computer screen Monday night. And I think that's what happened, is like it just woke me up. Anyway, about 8 o'clock, my phone is off, and I go upstairs. I start to read. I read voraciously every single week. And I relax and I go to sleep. And I get up the next day and do it again. This has helped me this week because I got dressed properly, like I was going to work. And it really helped me be organized and in control and knowing what I had to get done. So we are on Friday now. I'm going to finish my listing after I get this uploaded. I'm going to relax for the rest of the day because it's been a long week. Over the weekend, I will be going to the office. I have to inventory everything I listed, so I have to bring some stuff from the office home, get that organized. I'm going to be hanging up and steaming to start next week fresh. Because for me, if things are ready to go, ready to be photographed, I'm much more apt to go and get it done. For me, the steaming takes one step, and it takes me a lot of effort to do the next step of photographing. So I like to have steaming done beforehand. It just helps me. That's what I changed this week. Getting dressed and actually physically going to the office and pushing through and having a routine. Having my days mapped out really, really helped me. And I ended up getting, after this, I have 50 listings this week. And I think it really did help my sales. My sales were really, really good this week. There were a couple of days, I think there was a couple of days with no sales, but it's made up for it over the amount of sales that I've had. So that's it. That is what I changed. For me, it's easy in some ways because this is my full-time job. I don't have any other obligations. I don't have another job. I don't have small children. I don't have anything except for Paul and the cats to worry about. So I am very fortunate that I can do this. But it's also really important for me to do this because this is my only source of income. And I want to make sure that I make money and live my life the way I want to live it. I have dreams and things I want to get done, and I need money to do that. So the pressure is on. So I have to be organized. Anyway, that is it. I hope everybody has a fantastic Easter weekend if you celebrate. And everybody else have a fantastic long weekend if you don't, okay? I will be back next week. I hope I did it again. I was going to say it again. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Bye.